It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What's good? What's happening, everyone? It's your boy Ferris Muthana. Hope you guys are having a wonderful July 4th weekend. Before we start the show off, I want to give everyone I want to give a man a special shout out. You may see the show's a little different. Gone is the orange and more of the team color scheme. You have the Giants logo, the Cowboys logo. You see the blue and the white. You see the blue and the red. You see the nice greatness. It is all because none other than our great graphics designer and editor. No, our great editor and creator of our intros. Danny, thank you so much for everything you've done. I forgot to shout you out last week because I was very invested in the collusion scandal that the NFL was caught in. But thank you, Danny, so much for this. Without further ado, let's show you the new intro he created for us. Boom, and there it is. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you. I hope you guys like the new decor, the new setup. Good Friends, Better Rivals is back.
We're back.
We're back, baby. And we're back better than ever. This week, we're breaking down the offensive positional groups of the NFC East. We did this last year. The New York Giants were last on a lot of them. They're probably going to be last on a lot of them again, too. But certain teams may be higher or lower. We'll see how it goes. Some teams may keep the top crown, like the Eagles may keep that offensive line crown. We'll see.
You think?
It's going to happen.
They just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they just won the Super Bowl for that reason. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for joining us. Caleb, how are you, man? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Great to be back. It's been a long time.
Yes, it has been a long time. How's your dad? How's your mom? How's everybody in Vegas?
Everybody's fine.
All right, you heard that? You hear that? Those are fireworks, by the way. It is 4th of July weekend. Apropos, look at the scheme. It's 4th of July. Look at the red, white, and blue. It's kind of like we did it for a special 4th of July episode. No, that is just the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys colors. So thank you again, Danny. But without further ado, again, there's the fireworks. You're gonna be hearing this a lot, guys. They're right outside. But without further ado, Caleb, which group do you want to start with? Do you want to start off with the most important group and we go down? Or we save the most important group for last? Because I think the most important group is probably easy.
The quarterback.
Yeah, it's probably easy to go. I think me and you are going to agree.
I don't know if we're going to agree.
Well, I think we're going to agree on 1 and 4. 2 and 3, we're probably going to disagree.
I think we're going to agree on 4. We're going to agree on 4.
Oh, you don't agree on 1?
I don't know if I agree on 1.
Okay, let's start off with the most important group.
Let's start off with it.
So I think we agree on 4. It's Russell Wilson.
Or Jameis Winston or Jackson Dart.
Yeah, the group overall. So now we get to 2 and 3. So 2 and 3, I thought you were gonna put Dak at 1. So I
am gonna put Dak at 1, but I didn't think you would put Dak at 1.
Well, of course Dak's gonna be 1.
Well, no, why? Most people would not say that. I don't think most people would say that. I think most people would say that Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl. He just won Super Bowl MVP, and that he deserves to be 1.
No, because we have Baltimore Ravens friends, and I told them straight up, how quickly is the debate going to be? Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar Jackson because he has a Super Bowl, and literally 2 days after the Super Bowl, tweets. We got to start talking about how Jalen Hurts is better than a lot of these quarterbacks, and I'm talking about the Lamar Jacksons, the Joe Burrows. That's pretty much what those are. Josh Allen's. Yeah, those are the 3. We know he's better than Trevor Lawrence. I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence.
Well, yeah, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that good.
Exactly, and he's probably better than Justin Herbert or on par with Justin Herbert because Justin Herbert.
I mean, it's hard. Like I don't know if he exactly.
He's not better than the 3 I just named. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
I don't know. I don't know if he's better than anywhere between 16 and 8. I don't know if he's better.
You can make arguments for him.
I don't know.
I just think he's slightly outside of the top 3. Well, the top 4. Yeah. I don't know who the top 4 is. I think he's slightly outside. But then, after that, you can make cases that he's better than a lot of.
Yeah, but I don't know. You're right. There's strong cases that. I mean, look at what he just did.
Yeah.
So there's a strong case that he's better than all those guys. But I don't know if he is because any of those guys in that position with the amount of talent. And not only just the talent, the organization around Jalen Hurts is just better than everybody else. He has more to work with.
I agree. The supporting
else.
cast is great. The supporting cast is
but
definitely great.
Not even just the supporting cast on offense. The supporting cast on defense to get him the ball back is elite more than any other team. And that's the thing. The coaching, the organization, everything around him is perfect.
So you think if Justin Herbert was Justin Herbert, that's the quarterback we're really talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
Justin Herbert, Kyler
Murray.
So it's really Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, maybe Tua.
Any of those guys.
If you plop them against in that Eagles scheme with Saquon and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert,
off the line in the
league. Greatest offensive. Could they win a Super Bowl? Yeah, they may. Yeah,
I know. I mean, you see the pile of names that we just named is just elite talent, and yeah, I mean, any of those other quarterbacks in that same position. I mean, why could they not win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's a what if situation, but we can't deal in what ifs. We got to see what's in front of us. I still think stop, please, guy. Just reaching for straws. You're reaching for straws. I think you're probably an Eagles fan, Gary, aren't you?
I know, probably.
It's fine. No, it's a debate. Are we reaching for straws, Gary? Though.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's not better. I'm not saying that he's not better than those guys.
I think he is better than those guys.
Yeah,
he is.
I don't know. Yeah,
but I think he is.
Super Bowl MVPs that don't mean honestly.
Oh, Malcolm Smith is a Super Bowl MVP. Let's
calm down. Larry Brown.
Larry Brown. He got a bunch of money because of it. Desmond Howard has one. Let's calm it down here. Honestly, the Super Bowl MVP was defense. Like, let's be real. Yeah. It was the defense.
I mean, it was. I mean, he had the same problems that he had against the Buccaneers. Patrick Mahomes, I'm talking about.
Yeah. He didn't have an offensive line, and he had a deep defensive line going after him. The Buccaneers ran 6-7 deep, and the Eagles, they run 8 deep. They lost a couple pieces, but they replaced them. Milton Williams was their third defensive tackle. Milton Williams just got $80 million. You know what I mean? So like from New England. So like Josh Sweat was a starter, and they were okay with him walking because they have his they drafted his replacement 2 years ago. How many times did Larry Brown go to the Super Bowl? Well, okay, you're right, just once. But Jalen Hurts
was on all the teams.
Yeah, wait, Larry Brown been there like 3 times, right? Was he on the Cowboys?
I think he was on like all the teams.
All 3 of them?
I'm not sure.
Maybe. Even if it is, it's 2-1. It's not like it's 7-1. It's 2-1. So like it's not that big appearances wise. It's 2-1. It's not like a big discrepancy here. I think he is better than them because I just don't think they have. Yeah. I just don't think the quarterbacks we've said, Caleb. No. I don't think they have his mentality. I think up here is what's the difference because I saw Justin Herbert go up 30-0 against Jacksonville in the playoffs. And he didn't, and people be like, oh, but the defense didn't stop him. It's because the offense couldn't do anything. So the defense kept coming back on the field, and the offense was the reason the Chargers lost that game. That's Justin Herbert's fault. He threw multiple interceptions. He had multiple turnovers. Kyler Murray, too. I think Jalen Hurts up here is far ahead of them. Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy had his chance.
Brock Purdy made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Brock Purdy made it to the Super Bowl.
Under the same circumstances. Extremely talented.
A lot of talent.
Almost won.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, why couldn't you say Brock Purdy's pretty much right on par with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you? Because, I mean, he didn't win
but the thing is, here's the thing. The reason the Niners lost that Super Bowl wasn't really Brock Purdy. It's because Dre Greenlaw got injured. Everyone knows it. Dre Greenlaw, when he blew out his Achilles, he was stopping. You know what I mean?
And
Jalen is punished for having talent. Jalen Hurts is today's Troy Aikman.
I mean,
he got you on that one. Yo, Gary, that was a good one. That was good. That was good, Gary. He got you, Caleb.
Well, when he wins 3, I'll put him in that category when Jalen Hurts wins 3.
When he wins 3?
When he wins 3.
When he wins 3?
When he wins 3. All right. I'll put him in that category. I'll put him in that category when he wins 3.
Okay, all right. But no, I'm not gonna punish him for that because it's a team game. We're not gonna punish him.
I'm not punishing him. I just don't know how good he is.
Because he. Well, no, a couple years ago when everybody was injured, he played very well. He kept them in the race of the playoffs. He made the playoffs actually. Yeah, but they lost.
Working with the same amount of talent everybody else, and he got to the same place as everybody else.
Well, no, they were actually injured. There wasn't a lot of talent. A lot of people were injured on the Eagles. That's what I'm saying.
He's working with the same things that all the other quarterbacks that we just named, and gets the same exact result that everybody else. No Super Bowl.
I generally think he's slightly outside. I think he's slightly outside the top 4. Probably 6, 5, 7, around that area.
So then that's better than that then.
But I think Dak's in that region as well.
I know, but who's better?
Well, Dak's number 1 for me.
Okay, well,
I told you this. The
but
thing is,
there's also
the debate we're having here. The debate we're having here. Do you think Jaden Daniels is better than Jalen Hurts?
Well, that's all the Commanders fans would say. Jaden Daniels is number 1.
Yeah, after 1 season, yeah, they say that. But a lot of people were saying that a lot about Trevor Lawrence after that one. Well, not that 1 year.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, no.
What are you saying about that?
No, exactly. No. Well, yeah, Jaden Daniels, he had a great.
Well, they were saying about C.J. Stroud that he.
C.J. Stroud, yes, he was the. Well, C.J. Stroud is actually the best quarterback in the NFC South.
AFC South.
AFC South.
Because after 1 year, they had him. Well, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. It's the 1 season.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. First. Yeah, exactly. Let's discuss it. It's 1 season, guys. You're right, Gary. I agree with you, Gary. It is 1 season.
Well, I'm just saying, a lot of the
Commanders fans, they don't care that it's 1 season. Yeah. He's the best. He's better than Dak.
Which we heard that with C.J. Stroud fans.
Yeah.
He's up there with the elites.
Exactly. And then he had a sophomore slump, but he still made the playoffs. So the Houston Texans are going to kill that kid. The Houston Texans are going to kill him. He had no offensive line at all. He had, I think, about 20 different offensive linemen due to injuries and trade accusations. They have no consistent offensive line. They're David Carring that kid. They're David Carring him. And I like, why you trade Laramie Tunsil? Why are you trading Laramie Tunsil? So Adam Peters is the GM of the Commanders. He was the assistant GM in San Francisco. San Francisco traded for Trent Williams, and the team was taken to another level. The Washington Commanders traded for Laramie Tunsil. That's their Trent Williams. They think that's going to bring them to another level. I'm with you, Gary. 1 season don't mean nothing to me because in the NFL, you can have a great season. But that season, everyone got tape on you. The Wildcat was great for 1 year. Ronnie Brown looked like a magician for 1 year. And then the next year, Ronnie Brown was like, "You're Ronnie Brown." You're not.
If it's 1 year, then then what are you saying? How good is he then after just 1 year?
It's pretty good after that 1 year, man. Because ain't nobody, like people were like, "Oh, the Commanders, they're cool," but playoffs. Did you think the Commanders were making the playoffs?
Yes, I did. I actually betted on betting the NFL that they were making the playoffs.
But did you expect them to beat the Lions?
No, I did make it. Yeah. I did have them with the over, whatever their over and under was, and I did have them making the playoffs because I believed in Dan Quinn to make a quick impact.
Yeah, because they had 20 new players. Shout out to the homie Gary. Terry may not be there on opening day. They have no running game, and I hope Debo loses 15 pounds. I agree. Laramie Tunsil is not going to be there opening day.
I don't it says Terry. Terry might not be there.
Oh, Terry McLaurin. My bad. Yeah. Sorry, Terry. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's expected. Cowboys win 10, 11 games. Dak Prescott, his record against the NFC East is more remarkable. The Giants have only beaten them once.
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah, they swept us in this 2016.
His rookie year. We swept you.
Swept.
Okay, so we've beaten you twice with Dak Prescott. The Eagles have beaten you 3 times with Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I think so.
And the Commanders are the ones who've beaten you the most. I think 4.
No, they've only beaten them like twice.
Commanders?
Yeah.
Nah, I think that was more than that.
No, it was not.
Really? Why does it feel like they've beaten you more than that?
Probably because they beat us without him when he was hurt.
Oh, yeah. So 2-3-2. Like Dak's the best quarterback in this. He's beaten Jalen Hurts. He's beaten, whatever the Giants call the quarterback room nowadays, whatever that is. It's a new age in the NFC East.
So what do we got? We got Dak 1.
I'm going. You know what? I think Gary got a point. I'm going Dak, Jalen, Jaden, the Giants QB room, whatever the hell that is. Whatever the hell that is.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now let's go to the running back mate.
Okay.
The backfield mate of the quarterback, the running backs. I think it's pretty clear who number one is.
I mean, we didn't have him number one last year.
We didn't?
No.
Who did we have over Saquon?
We had Washington's group as a group.
Oh, as a group, yeah, because they did that group stuff. But
we were it still was wrong because
it was still wrong.
He was still better than
by
all
himself.
Three of them, by himself.
And then you add Kenneth Gainwell and Will Shipley, and it's just absurd. So Saquon's at number one.
Yeah,
you agree?
He's number one. He's better than all. He's better than all three of ours.
He's better than all three of them. Yeah. So then here's the case, right? So the Giants are being led by two guys now. One's a rookie. I discount rookies because we don't know what the rookie's gonna be.
The Giants? They don't have a rookie.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, second round.
No. I said led by two guys. One of them is a rookie.
Okay.
The second is a second-year player in Tyrone Tracy Jr.
I thought you got Devin Singletary. What are you talking about?
Oh, we still have Motor. That's true. We still have Motor. But sure, I guess we'll go three guys. We'll throw in the three.
This is the highest ranking I'd have the Giants. So
two. You think we're better than Washington with Chris Rodriguez?
Look at the stats.
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary had more yards than Washington's group.
Yeah.
Because Jaden Daniels
was the primary rusher.
He was the leading rusher on the Commanders.
Yes. So the group is Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson Jr., and Chris Rodriguez. And then sometimes Jeremy McNichols when Austin was injured. But I don't really count Jeremy McNichols. I'm going to go with those three. Rodriguez, Eckler, Robinson.
Yeah, I have them at 3.
You have them at 3. And then you have the Giants at 2 with Tracy Jr., Motor Singletary. I'm not going to count Cam Scatterbo yet because he hasn't done anything. Rookies don't matter to me in these rankings because I don't care. You've done nothing, you know. Oh, well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. The Giants defense will win like 5 games alone. I see the Giants with 7 to 9 wins.
No, that's
we'll see. We'll see, Gary. We'll see. Thank you for your hope, Gary. Yeah. Gary, drop. Are you a Giants fan? Are you a Cowboys fan? You sounded like an Eagles fan. If you're an Eagles fan, you're pretty cool. Shout out to my favorite Ochoa. Shout out to you, Leo. How you doing? All right. Yeah. So I guess I agree. Giants are 2. Yeah, man. Giants are 2. Hell yeah.
It's not saying much. I don't think.
It's not saying it's no. Because here's the thing. It's 1. It's 1, and then down there is 2.
Oh, he's an Eagles fan.
Go Birds. It makes sense. Shout out to you, Gary. Shout out to you. Are you from Philadelphia proper, Gary, or are you from like a suburb of outside of Philly, or are you from South Jersey, like Cherry Hill? So shout out to you. I always find it fascinating. Because I find it fascinating because of me. I'm not from New York. I'm a Giants fan because I like knowing where people are from and why they root for the teams they do. Because I root for my team because yes, the 215. Yeah, nice. Philly proper. Yeah. Because me growing up, right, I don't have a very it's not a very stereotypical way of bringing my team becoming a fan. Because most people they become fans because they're from that area. Or like your father. No, actually, your father, was a fan. But my dad didn't really. My dad liked sports, but he wasn't really a big American sports fan. So I had to find a team for me by myself. I grew up in a small town in California. I saw a lot of Raiders stuff growing up, but growing up the Raiders weren't very good. So I was like, why would I root for the Raiders? And like, there's just no. And then I'm also like,
it's the closest stadium. That's why.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm also like a part hater. So like my older brother, he's very upset during that Super Bowl. So I was like, that's my team, the New York Giants, because it made my brother mad because his dream was to be quarterback and his favorite quarterback was Tom Brady. So it was kind of. So I love finding out how you became a fan. If you're from there, if you found it another way, I always love those stories. Big fan of those stories. But now I think we've agreed on the running back portion, right, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to talk about our garbage.
Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys.
We don't have to talk about
yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got to talk about them.
We still what's 4.
Because who is it?
Honestly,
we don't know.
Honestly, it's probably 32 in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably like dead last.
It's garbage.
Yeah, who is it?
For now, it's Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and Jaden Blue.
Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Jaden. Oh, that's just Jaden Blue was the third running back at Texas.
No, he wasn't. He was the starter.
No, the other guy was the starter.
No, he wasn't.
Greg Weisner.
Weisner was the second guy.
No, but he started.
Yeah, for some games, I mean, they kind of switch off.
But there was a third guy.
Yeah, the Blue. No, not Jaden Blue. The other guy. I can't remember his name.
And you call yourself a Longhorn.
I know. I forgot his name.
How dare you? Yeah. So there was a three-headed monster there.
But he could be good. Like I said,
maybe. He's the one with the fumbling issues, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, yeah, you got Miles Sanders. You know, we know how Brodney and Jay feel about Miles Sanders. You know, they're very meh on him. He was really good in Philly, but was he good in Philly or was the offensive line?
That was pretty damn good.
It was, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're last.
Yeah. I'm not arguing.
And Javonte Williams, you know, Adelia was okay with the Broncos letting him go because he tore his ACL. He's looked a step slow. We'll see if he revitalizes his career in Dallas. But yeah, we'll see. But let's move on, right? Let's move on. It was the line, guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, we're not arguing with you. Gary, when we get to offensive line, it's not going to be a debate on who number one is. It's not going to be a debate. We all know who it is. It's definitely that guy.
Oh my goodness, we got a lot of Philly fans. Where did all these Philly fans go? They win the Super Bowl. They're all coming out.
Yeah, exactly, man. We're about to get ripped apart. Shout out to Philly D. Eagles, by far the best team in the East. I agree.
I mean,
yeah, I agree. Even with the subtractions you guys lost, like Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, I still think you guys are pretty good. But injuries happen. That's true. Injuries do happen a lot. But teams, they got to weather the storm, and I think Philly is deep enough to weather that storm. So we'll see about that. You know, also too, Howie Roseman is the best GM in the league. You know, he saw a problem with your DBs, and he went out and drafted 2 DBs, and they changed your back four. He brought back Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to give you that little edge, that little pop in the back, and then he gets rid of him, and then just watch. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is gonna come back in a year or two. Just watch it. He'll be back. But yeah, let's get to before we get to the outside, let's stay within the inside confines. Tight end. So it's the starters are Dallas Goedert, Jake Ferguson, Zach Ertz, and Theo Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Theo Johnson last.
Theo Johnson's definitely last.
Yeah, Theo Johnson's definitely last. Zach Ertz, I think, is third. He is 37. Is he 37 or 36?
Yeah, he's pretty damn old.
Yeah, he's pretty damn old. But I would say we're big fans, but we're not because we don't really like Zach Ertz like that. Yeah, exactly, Gary. If Zach Ertz was a dog, he'd be old Yeller. That is so true. He's 34. So he's not that old in regular people terms, but he's old as hell in athlete people terms. So he's 34.
Jake Ferguson had a down year. He was injured.
Yes, he was injured. Dallas Goedert bounced back.
If you look at his previous season, he was really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dallas Goedert is Dallas Goedert. He's really much argument there that he's the number one.
Yeah, he is the number one. Last year, last year only had 500 yards receiving, but he missed 6 games.
Yeah, he was injured too.
So it's kind of a toss up here and there. I'm comparing the numbers. Dallas has never really had over 1,000 yards, but that's kind of expected because the Eagles have 2 number 1 wide receivers.
Yeah.
So targets are very limited. And this year they ran the ball a lot. Exactly. Ertz can still move the chains, but no Yak. Yeah, Yak it's not happening. He'll catch it, and then that's all he'll get it. Yeah, so yeah, Ferguson, he had basically 500 yards last year. Same thing with Dallas. They both had 500 yards last year. 2 touchdowns to 0 touchdowns in favor of Dallas. But yeah, man, but Jake had a great. Yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas though. So Dallas, Jake, Zach, Theo. That's what we're going with. That's what we're going with, really. And then let's move into to the offensive line counterparts. Let's go offensive line, and we'll leave the outsides for last. It's pretty simple. The Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is the number one offensive line in this division.
Best in the league, yeah.
Best in the league. It's not even the best division; it's the best in the league. Yeah. Giants are last.
Giants are last.
Yes, Giants are last.
Terrible.
They're bad. They're pretty bad. And exactly. See, thank you for agreeing with me. Let's blow it up. But the center, I've given up on our center, John Michael Schmitz. Evan Neal, yes, Dallas Goedert is also the best blocker because he's pretty good too. Yeah, Evan Neal is becoming a guard. They're finally settling on their two. I think the tackles are pretty good for the Giants with Andrew Thomas. He's the top 5 NFL tackle. And then Jermaine Illuminor.
He gets his ass kicked by Michael Parsons. But okay.
Oh my God, that one game he was sick. That one game, but you don't want to talk about the second game where Michael Parsons had to literally go to the other side because he couldn't do anything.
I don't know about that.
He literally moved to the stop.
All I know that whooped his ass. That's all I saw was Michael Parsons whooping his ass.
Exactly. See there it is right there, Gary. The real question is how long will Laramie Tunsil last? That's the key with Washington. Dallas. We know one of their guys, right? Because Zach Martin retired this year, so you got to replace Zach Martin. Tyrone Smith has been gone for about a year, so you replaced him with Tyler Smith.
No.
No. Zach Martin was replaced by Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
Tyler Smith replaced. Is he also playing guard?
Yeah, he's left guard.
Okay, so who's your tackles?
Tyler Guyton.
Tyler Guyton, the other Tyler. So what the hell? What's up with this, man? 3 Tylers? What is this?
3 Tylers.
The 3 Tylers? Well, okay. So it's the 3 Tylers plus your center and your right tackle.
Yeah, Cooper Beebe and Terrence Steele.
All right. One, we don't know what Tyler Booker's going to do.
I mean, I think we know what he's going to do. He's going to be awesome.
You don't know that. We know
it.
You don't know that.
He's going to be awesome.
Shout out to Philly D. From what I've heard, they wanted Tunsil gone because of his play and boatload of penalties. Yeah. It makes sense why Houston. That would make sense why Houston got rid of a in prime left tackle if he wasn't really that good. So we'll see. Or he didn't want to be in Houston anymore and he sabotaged his play in Houston. It happens. I've seen it. But yeah. There's a lot of question marks, though. Tyler Smith and Tyler Guyton, man. Let's not act like Tyler Guyton was good last year.
He's the weakest link. He's the weakest link.
Let's not act like Tyler Smith is like some.
Tyler Smith is great. Okay, that I would take no Tyler Smith slander because Tyler Smith is great.
Well, Cooper Beebe's a guard playing center.
Okay, and he was really good doing that.
I like Terrence. But who else is on that Washington offensive line?
You got Tyler Biadasz, who's really good. And
Tyler Biadasz is really good. Yeah,
Cosme, who is solid.
So basically,
I mean, they have
Dallas Cowboys rejects.
Well, they're not. Yeah, one is.
Cosme. Biadasz was your starting center.
No, yeah, Biadasz.
Cosme's the reject.
How is Cosme the reject?
I literally said the Cowboy rejects, and you said one of them.
Yeah, Biadasz.
Biadasz is the reject.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought you liked Tyler Biadasz.
I didn't say he was a reject. You called him a reject.
No, I said the 2 Cowboys rejects, and then you said no, one of them.
I was just calling him he was a former Cowboy.
Well, I called them rejects, and you agreed. Well, now you want to switch your tone.
I was not switching my tone.
Okay, all right. But then here's the thing, too. Just like you, they have a rookie starter on their offensive line. Right tackle Josh Conley Jr. from Oregon. So that's the key, right? You can talk about, we know what Tyler Booker's going to do. Everyone thought Evan Neal was the key to the right tackle position for the New York Giants. Everybody.
The New York Giants don't have the draft history that Dallas Cowboys do.
So because you guys act like Tyler Guyton was a hit.
I'm not saying it was. We're allowed to make one miss, damn it.
Okay. Well, we
don't even know if he's a miss yet. Like, he could get better.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you guys drafted Travis Frederick. Everyone laughed at you. Then it panned out. Zach Martin. Yeah, that was a hit, like beyond hits, because thank God you're.
But even the recent one, like Tyler Biadasz, was a hit. He signed a big contract with the Commanders.
Yes.
Even Connor Williams was a hit. He signed a big contract with the Dolphins.
Yeah, the hit Connor Williams hit is a stretch, but sure, okay.
Well, if you're still in the league for that long, I would say you hit on that draft pick if they're like a later than first round pick.
Philly, I agree with you, but they always get like one hit a draft. And
yeah, I agree with you too.
But you don't know which one's gonna hit, right? You would assume it's the first round, but then like you would assume it's the first round pick, but then it's actually Deron Bland in the 5th round. You know what I mean? I think that was the draft you guys drafted Mozzie Smith, correct?
Yeah, we've had like Deron Blands or like DeMarvion Overshown.
Yes.
Those type of guys in our later picks. We haven't been. Yeah, you're right on the top round picks. The
first round picks haven't been very good. You know.
Yeah.
You know, for every CeeDee Lamb, you have a Taco Charlton. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, Taco, wherever you are. Right, Caleb? You want to shout out Taco?
No, I don't want to shout out Taco.
Yeah. Shout out to Taco. Yeah, Gary, great. Kings of the 4th and 7th round. That's true, man. They've gotten a lot of gems. But I also think, you know, Al Harris really helped Deron Bland out. So there's that. Yeah, Overshown is a dog. He's true, but the problem is with Overshown.
Osa, like a 3rd round pick. So.
Osa Digizua, exactly. But DeMarvin, he tore his ACL again. So how is it going to be Thomas Davis, or is it kind of Jalen Smith over for DeMarvin Overshown? We'll see. We'll see that. So it's kind of shame getting the injury bug. That's true, man. Shame. But that's the thing right here, Caleb. So they got Biotish, Cosme, Tunsil, Nick Allegretti.
Yeah.
But you have Tyler, Cooper, BB, Terrence Steele. I think you guys have more solids than them. Well, actually, no, they have actually just as much solids because Allegretti, Tyler Biotish, Cosme, that's a good 3. Laramie Tunsil, I don't know what the hell he's gonna do. You guys have Smith, BB, Steele. Then you have the rookie and Guyton. So we don't know about them yet. So it's 3-3.
So what, you want to call it even?
No, I'm going to go Dallas because of track record. Because you guys allowed Rico Dowdle to get 1,000 yards.
That's true. That's a feat on itself.
Exactly. That's a feat. So I'm going to lean more Dallas. Also like with the reason they had a good rushing attack with Washington is there was a lot of Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I mean Jaden Jones just running.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go Dallas 2, Washington 3, and running behind the rear, the New York Giants. But all right, let's keep going. Now I think we're towards the end of it, and we are now the crown jewels of everybody. I'm just looking up the depth charts. Give me one moment, please.
Okay.
The wide receivers on the outside. We all know who number 1 is.
I mean, I don't. We're gonna have the argument.
Oh, okay, because of the trade.
Well, yeah, why not?
Okay, let's talk about it. Right, we know who last is.
Yeah, we know who last is.
New
York Giants.
Yes, it's the New York Giants. Number 4. We have one stud, but outside of that, I'm not really, we have one stud. That's all we have. Could we possibly have the future best receiver in the division? Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. But right here, 3, I'll go Commanders because of Terry, Debo.
3.
Yeah, because is Malik better than Terry and Debo?
No.
Malik's not better than Terry and Debo together?
Not combined.
No. Okay, fine. I'll lament here. Gary said it's a strong lead in Dallas. That's true.
They don't have a 3rd.
Yeah, they don't. Their 3rd is Noah Brown.
Yeah, they don't.
And our 3rd is either you say Wan'Dale Robinson or Darius Slayton. It's basically the same. So it's basically Debo got a beer belly though. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes, Malik. See, boom, Philly agreeing with me. Malik's better than both of them. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Terry that's a little That's saying
Terry's been doing it for a minute.
Terry's like half of what Malik is then.
Yeah. So Gary right here, as a group, it's the Eagles. As far as individual talent, Cowboys.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it. Because we still don't know how the group's going to operate in Dallas with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Tolbert. You have literally written Jalen Tolbert off. You have no hope for him.
What?
Yeah, you did. You're the one.
When
you're
did
like,
I
why?
do that?
That's literally what you said. You're like, why is Jalen Tolbert on this team?
Before the season, then he got 7 touchdowns.
Okay.
That's a good number 3 right there.
That's okay. All fine. But
I don't even know if he's gonna beat 3.
Exactly. Because you also have Jonathan Mingo, Jalen Brooks, and Jalen Moreno Cropper. You could have Trayshawn Holden. Oh, you drafted Trayshawn Holden.
No, he was undrafted.
He was undrafted?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a shame. Philly D said he got a beer belly going on. Yes, true. Tolbert is decent, very good. Okay, he agrees with you. But that's the thing. All right, so now we actually got a debate for 3 and 4. Is the pure talent of Malik Neighbors better than 32-year-old Terry McLaurin?
Not 30. What are you talking? He's like 28.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, Terry ain't 28. He's been in the league for years. Oh, he's 29. Oh, wow. Really? Yo, why do I feel like Terry's been here for a minute?
Oh, he has. I mean, he's like 29.
Damn, dog.
But he's not. That's still your prime receiver age.
That's true. He's 30. Okay. But but here's the thing. He's in a contract dispute. But that doesn't really matter about the talent.
Yeah. Did you hear the trade rumors?
Of what? With Terry?
Yeah.
If they trade him, that's just dumb.
There was some trade rumors with him.
I wouldn't trade him. Just give him what DK Metcalf got.
If you traded him for TJ Watt, that's kind of the rumor.
That was TJ Watt?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, you wouldn't do that.
Well, Pittsburgh doesn't need. Pittsburgh finds receivers.
They just got rid of George Pickens.
I know, but Pittsburgh finds a new receiver every year that you don't know about. So I don't, as a organization in that position personally, I don't think you need to trade for any receivers because you also you got rid of George, but you got DK. Why trade for Terry?
Because DK's not. I mean, he's good.
I'm just saying there are certain organizations with certain positions where I'm like, you can find a rando in a draft and you're good. Like, did you think Antonio Brown was going to be this good when he was drafted out of Central Michigan in the 6th round?
I didn't even know who that was.
Exactly. No one knew who that was. And then boom, Antonio Brown. They found Emmanuel Sanders in the 3rd round out of SMU. They got Martavius Bryant for a couple years before he got suspended. You know what I mean? So as them trading for DK Metcalf threw me off. I'm like, y'all really don't trade for, big receivers, and 9 times out of 10, the receivers they get rid of, Caleb, don't pan out. Only 2 of them have panned out that I've remembered. Plaxico Burgess, Emmanuel Sanders, and Mike Wallace. Everyone else hasn't. Chase Claypool hasn't. Deontay Johnson hasn't. Antonio Brown went crazy. Martavius Bryant got suspended. Marcus Sweeten is gone.
Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl, though.
No. Yes, Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl, but when he left, he went to New York. He had one good year in New York, and that was it. It's Antonio Holmes.
Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers.
Okay. All right.
Or with the Patriots?
No, it was the Buccaneers. It was the Buccaneers. The Patriots got him, then they got rid of him because he had the accusation. But yeah, Terry or Mike Evans? I go Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, yeah, way more.
Jahan Dotson or Deebo Samuel?
Deebo, I mean, but that's just based on what he's done.
Yeah, as a number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
But can he get back to that? That's the thing. Can he get back to that?
I mean, I don't think Dotson's really shown anything.
No, he hasn't really. Washington was ready to get rid of him to an in-division rival because they knew he wouldn't hurt them. And no offense to Jihad, he's The Eagles have basically changed their entire game plan. They're not passing the ball a lot. They're going to be running the ball with Saquon Barkley. So the receivers, the targets are gonna shrink. It's not gonna be if you're a fantasy owner and you have AJ Brown or Devontae Smith, you curse Saquon. So like that's the thing, because he's gonna reduce targets, catches, yards, because the Eagles are gonna run the ball. They're gonna control the clock. They're gonna pound people into the dirt. Shout out to Philly D, says Debo definitely, but can't deny he might check out. Exactly. That's the thing, man. That's the thing that always like, I love Randy Moss, right? I love Randy. But the reason Randy isn't my favorite, like isn't my number one receiver, even my number two receiver, is that he literally admitted, sometimes I check out. I don't care. So you don't know what Randy you're going to get with Randy Moss. So imagine a player with lesser talent like Debo Samuel checking out. That's what happened in San Francisco last year. It's absolute god awful. I know Niners fans who were like, get rid of him now. And when they traded him, no one was sad. Right? Like nobody was sad. So we're arguing about 3 and 4 still.
I mean, you're arguing. I'm not arguing.
Darius Slayton is a solid number 2.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He does have some drop issues.
He's not. He's not a number 2. He's like a 3 or 4.
Gary's like, all of y'all fall into the trap. Eagles are not pounding the rock. It's getting aired out this year. Gary, I don't. Gary, I mean, I've agreed with a lot of things you've said in the chat, Gary. I really, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with that, Gary. You guys are gonna run the rock, and you guys. No, but the thing is, Gary, you guys can run the rock. And no one's going to stop you. Because who the hell is going to stop? Like, you have these giant human beings at tackle. Then you have these nasty individuals inside with Landon Dickerson and I think Tyler Snee. Tyler Snee? I think it's Tyler Snee.
No.
And then you guys...
Something else like that.
No, Cam Jurgens is their center. You know what I mean? That's why I hate the Eagles so much, man. That's why it's getting aired out. I don't agree, Gary. I don't agree. But we'll see. Come back later and we'll see, Gary. We'll see. Okay. Okay, so fine. You know what? I won't argue. It's pretty close.
It's not close.
It's close. Malik Neighbors has made it very close. Stop with
Malik Neighbors and garbage.
Stop saying garbage.
It's not garbage. You have garbage receivers.
It's just smelly clothes. There's a difference.
It's garbage.
Okay, 2 and 3. There it is. 2 and 3. Philly, Dallas.
I mean, I got Dallas. I got Dallas.
I don't know. I'm going Philly.
Well, we have to agree.
Well, we're not going to.
Fine, you can have the Eagles.
Bro, it's Caleb.
But my personal opinion, I think they're better.
But they're not, though.
They are better. CD's better than both of them.
CD's better than both of them?
Yes. Not to combine, but he's a better receiver than
individually.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the thing, right? Is George Pickens better than both of them?
No, he's not better than
Exactly. So it's Philly then.
Devontae, though. I think he's better than Devontae.
No, he's not better than Devontae.
Yes, he's better than,
no, I don't think he's better than Devontae.
Were you
saying this when he was in Pittsburgh? Were you saying this when he was in Pittsburgh? Were you saying this when he was in Pittsburgh?
He's never had a good quarterback.
Oh my God.
He's never had a good quarterback.
Malik Neighbors didn't have a quarterback, but Terry's better than him though, right?
Neither did Terry before Jaden.
That's all right. That's a good point. So you have the best receiver. They have the best 2 receiver. They have the best tandem. You literally agreed with Gary. He said individual talent, Dallas. As a tandem,
that's why I said they're better. I literally just said that.
Okay, so they're 1.
And Pickens is better than Devontae. That's why I said they're better.
Nah, man. I think Devontae is just as good as Pickens.
But you don't
slightly
know
better.
how good Pickens can be with an actual quarterback.
We'll see. Well, you make that compliment. You make that complaint, but DeAndre Hopkins had no quarterback for years, and he was damn good. Same thing with Terry. Terry was damn good. Now it's George needed a quarterback.
He did.
Oh, but what about DeAndre Hopkins for many years?
He needed a quarterback too.
But he was getting 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards with TJ Yates.
Maybe he could have got 2,000. Who knows?
Good point. But I don't really accept that argument anymore with, oh, he needed a quarterback. When you got Malik Neighbors out here getting over 1,000 yards with Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, well, what happened with Randy Moss when he got Tom Brady? He broke records.
Exactly, but he was also pretty damn good.
But he was already good before that. That's what I'm saying. Having a good quarterback even elevates even already a great receiver.
Yeah. No, I agree with Philly D right here. Slim Reaper, but he is. He's a great teammate. He doesn't complain about targets. He wants to win. But talent-wise, he's great. Caleb, bro, you're underestimating Devontae Smith, man. He's damn good.
I'm not saying he's not damn good. I
think he's better than George Pickens. He was better than George Pickens in college. He's better than George Pickens in the pros. He's better than him. This man won the Heisman for a reason. Receivers don't win Heismans. They don't. The last receiver to win the Heisman was Tim Brown before him. Devontae Smith is better than George Pickens.
We'll see.
We will see. We will see. No, because the problem is, Caleb, you're going to look at the numbers and you're going to see how he probably is going to have better numbers than him.
Exactly. So because he's better.
Because Philly's not going to pass the ball a lot.
That's not my problem. That's not my problem.
No. Numbers lie. Stop with that. Don't use the numbers to manipulate your worldview. It's not happening.
Numbers never lie.
Yes, they do.
They never lie.
Okay. Eli Manning has more passing yards, more touchdowns, and than Troy Aikman. Why isn't he in the Super Bowl?
He has less Super Bowls.
Oh, 2-3? When you had Michael Irvin?
It's three more than 2.
Oh, whatever, man.
Yeah, okay.
It's a paradox, guys. Yeah, a little bit. I don't fully agree. I think I'm right, Gary. You got me out here defending Eagles, man. What's wrong with you?
Well, I mean,
what is wrong with you, man?
On the top positions in the NFC East. I mean, it's all Eagles.
It is all Eagles. That's why they've been the best team for the past. They made two Super Bowls. They've won one. Yeah. You know what, man? After they won the Super Bowl, there was two ads with Jalen Hurts with Jordan and like the Eagles with Nike. Mm-hmm. And the ads were amazing, but they were Eagles ads, so I was very upset. Yeah. Like, like the Love Hurts with Love TKO. You remember that one? You know that one?
No.
Yeah, you got to keep it real. That's true, Gary. That's true. Eagles, man, they're yeah. Huh?
It's been rough times.
It has been rough times. Kiss my ass without rough times. It's rough times. I'm rough times. You at least make the playoffs. Me, the season's over by week 4. That 1 year season was over after week 1. You know the year. You remember that year? You remember that year?
Yeah, we beat you 40-0.
Exactly. It was over this season. I literally said the season's over. It's over, dog. Yo, Daniel Jones crying in the rain. You know that I was like, yo, it's over, dog. At least you make the playoffs, win 12 games. At least you have happiness during the season, and then then they rip your heart in the playoffs. But at least you had some. Me, I'm like, well, I don't want to get out of bed on Sunday, dog. I'm not trying to watch this shit. By the way, I will be doing my play-by-play again this season. Over before Halloween, bro. Not even over before Halloween, Gary. Over before like it's over before week. It's bad. It's bad. It gets bad.
It's over before the season even starts this season.
Exactly, man. Well, we'll see how it goes. But I think we've agreed. We've gone through a lot of debate.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much arguing.
I don't know if you're me or him. I think he's talking about me. You're not that funny. Yeah, bro. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate you, Gary, Philly. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys' comments.
Tune in for next week because we'll be doing the defense.
Yeah, next week we'll be doing the defense. Probably a little bit more closer. Probably a lot of
Philly numbers. I think the Giants will have some higher rankings.
I think that's a trap. I know which. I think it's you're talking about the defensive line group, right?
I don't know how we doing that. We're doing pass rushers or we're doing defensive line.
That's the thing with defense, though, man. We gotta do actual groups with them.
Okay,
right? You can't
so just do the position that they actually are called.
Well, no, because the NFL now edge is defensive. Defensive
so are
edge.
They considered defensive?
I think edges are defensive linemen. Me personally.
So we're called even if they say linebacker.
Well, if it's like Micah McFadden, he's a linebacker. You know,
okay.
Like Bobby Okereke is a linebacker, but we're talking about edges. They should be called edges.
Says that's your right outside linebacker and he's your edge.
Yeah, like Michael Parsons.
Okay, so what?
He's an edge.
Michael Parsons actually considered the defensive end.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
No, because nowadays it's kind of weird, right? Because now it's edge, defensive lineman, that edge stuff like that. So yeah.
So what do we consider? What are we doing?
Defense as a unit allows scores and yards. Yeah, exactly, as a unit. Talent wise, Giants front seven. Yeah, we'll see.
We're doing the front seven all together.
No, I think we can break out defensive line, linebackers,
interior versus edge.
Because interior, we have the best interior defensive lineman in the.
Are we considering the middle linebackers as the interior?
No, I don't. See, that's defense now is so the.
Oh, we're just saying defensive tackles, middle linebackers, and edge rushers.
No. I think we go. I think we go line linebackers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's considered the line?
Yeah. No, but linebackers are not defensive linemen. What are we doing here?
You just said they were. You just said if the outside linebacker, that's
edges. Edges.
So what's the difference? So edges completely separate from all of them.
Yeah, no, because edges rush the
So we can't. So we're taking defensive end out of it.
No, because that's the thing, right? That's the big debate though for the past 5 years. Edges. Linebackers or like edges, defensive linemen. What's the difference?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So what
exactly? That's the thing. I still don't know what the difference is.
Okay, so then what are we doing?
I don't know. So we're figuring it out here. Let's figure it out.
Come on, Gary. Let's figure it out, Gary. I would just go by what the position says on the depth chart.
So I got the depth chart right here. So, exactly. It all depends on formation too. That's right.
I would just go by what they are on the depth chart. Do they say linebacker or do they say defensive end?
Yeah. Yeah, because right here I see a 3-4 for the Giants. I see a 4-3 for the Cowboys. I see a 3-4 for the Eagles. And then I see a 4-3 for the Commanders. Damn. Oh, the QB ranking was Dak, Jaden, New York's whatever the hell New York is. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So I guess okay, fine. I guess position designation on the depth chart. I guess we'll go with that. Makes it easier. So certain edges will be linebackers because it says linebackers on there, and then we'll DBs later. That's what we said for the QB ranking. Okay, we figured it out. I don't know why it took us that long, but we figured it out.
Because you want to make it all confusing and say edges, and defensive ends are separate.
Yeah, he doesn't agree with the Dak thing.
Well, obviously, because he's
obviously. Look at Dak's record against the NFC East is pretty crazy. The man's only lost 7 games his entire career against the NFC East. That's ownership. That's ownership. We can debate it as much as we want. It's ownership, and it's not something I hate. But we got to keep it real. Facts are facts. But it is because imagine if Dak Prescott's an Eagle. Do the Eagles still win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Maybe because you know why? Because Dak Prescott will be handing the ball off to Saquon Barkley.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say too.
Exactly. So yeah. But on that note, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you guys like the new and those games are lost in the playoffs. No, those are all regular season games. Because have you ever faced an NFC East team in the playoffs?
Well, like when? What are you talking about, Dak? Or?
Yeah, Dak. Because you lost to the Niners. You lost to the you lost to the Niners multiple times. You lost to the Packers multiple times.
No. What? Well, yeah, you're right. Multiple times.
You've never lost to a NFC East team in the playoffs with Dak Prescott, right?
Nope.
Yeah, no, yeah. All those losses were regular season losses. Well, yeah, exactly. I agree. So he would have lost 3 more last year. Yeah, exactly. Him being
I don't
injured is.
agree with that at all.
We
Literally, we beat the Washington Commanders without him, and we had the Commanders beat in the final game of the season, and then we had like some mess up. He wouldn't have lost that game. We would have swept the Commanders. We would have swept the Giants, and we would have beat the Eagles at least once.
Yeah, Gary, Niners treat Dallas like a prison, John. That's true. It's true. It's true. But on that note, thank you guys so much for joining us, guys. I hope you guys like the new setup, the new, all right, shout out to you. Where the Giants fans at? Where the Cowboys fans at? You know what I mean?
They're hiding.
They're hiding out here. They're hiding. They're quiet. Come and defend yourselves. But shout out to Philly D.
We had Cowboys fans in previous weeks.
Yeah, exactly. But shout out to Philly. Shout out to Philly D.
What we haven't had is Giants fans.
The Giants fans, they're just nowhere to be found, bro. They're just nowhere to be found. They're too busy on Twitter. That's what they are. They're too busy on Twitter. Jalen is 13-1 in the AFC, outplays all the quarterbacks head to head. Really? Oh yeah, like Lamar Jackson's 18-1 against the NFC. His one loss?
Didn't he lose another one?
No. He just has one loss.
I thought he lost again.
No. He has one loss. But yeah, Caleb, where can people find you, my man?
You can find me at NFL Caleb22 on Instagram and Twitter/X, and you can find me, like I said, on this channel next week. Tune in.
Yeah. He lost to Philly. That's what he did. Yeah, he lost to Philly.
That's what I said. I knew it. I knew he
lost. No. Did he lose to?
I'm pretty sure they lost one more
to Philly. Yeah, they did lose to Philly.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. It was supposed to be a super. It was supposed to be a super. Yes. So he has 2 losses. The Eagles and the Giants beat Lamar Jackson. Yes, he did lose to Philly. That's true. Yeah. Last year was last year. It was last year.
Yeah, because I knew I remembered that. I remember him losing that one.
Yeah. But guys, my name is Ferris Muthana. You can find me at Ferris Muthana on X, I guess. Or you can find me here every Friday. Usually our show's at 3:00. Usually. But we had to bump it up to 4:30. You know what? We maybe have to bump it up a little bit more because a lot of people showed up on a Friday. Should do.
You're the only one who picked 3:00. I could do it whenever.
Okay, we'll move it, I guess. 4:30, 5:00. We'll see if more people show up then. All right, it's cool. But you can say thank you so much. In the chat, shout out to Philly D, shout out to Gary. If you guys disagree with our rankings, shout out in the comments. Keep it respectful. Me, Gary, and Philly D and Caleb, we're Eagles, Giants, Cowboys. We kept it respectful here. No name calling. Disagreements are okay. Disagreements are all right. Giants fans, if you show up, go in the chat, defend our team. Because,
Giants fans.
Yeah, wherever you are, man, help a brother out here. It's just me by myself. I need help. But shout out to y'all, man.
Thank you for subbing.
Thank you guys for subbing. We appreciate that. We're trying to build this, brick by brick. We love the team.
We talk mostly Cowboys, Giants, but we do.
No, we talk. Mostly Giants, Cowboys, but NFC East topics. Bring up if something happens with the Eagles and the Commanders, we do talk about it. If something crazy happens, absolutely. So there's that. I'll be so actually, during the season, play by play. I'll be doing play by play for Giants games. So I'll be doing that all season. Show up in the chat for the Eagles Giants games. I'll be doing those. But Caleb, you also have another show in the season, correct?
Yeah. Obviously, when the season starts, I'll be doing Betting the NFL, where I go live on Wednesday nights and give you my 5 best bets of the week to make you guys money, because that is our mission on that show, is to give you guys information on how to make the best bets. So please tune in that if you guys like making money.
Yeah. You guys want to make money Wednesdays, guys. Gary, he got one more year, Gary. Got one more year, then he's out. Yeah, one more year. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.